It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye. Hey everyone, it's Aaron from Got a Minute. Good to see you. Well, I'm not seeing you. You're kind of seeing me, but I guess you're not really seeing me because I got my camera on my Bible. I got two Bibles I want to share with you. I think I'm going to call this the triple connection. So we've got something from Psalm 124, and we've got something from Isaiah 26. We've got something from Psalm 91. So, but before I get into what I'm sharing here, I just want to give a shout out to Mary V. Her username is maryv.4325. She's always commenting and she's so supportive. And so I just pinned her comment from my video I did about a week ago. 2024 Rapture is what I called it. So 2024 Rapture in Psalm 124, Natsal, deliverance. And her comment was, Aaron, this reminds me of these three verses in Psalm 91, verse 3 and 14 and 15. Psalm 124, verse 7 through 8, our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare, in brackets trap, of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. So she kind of helped make this connection. So shout out to her. And so this video kind of was sort of influenced by her, and you are in our prayers. Mary, I know you've had some bad news in your family. I won't say it on this video, but we are praying for you, certainly. And so I also want to shout out to Brother Victor. I mentioned him in my video last week with the codes. And so this was also inspired by one of his videos because he explained how Natsal is in Isaiah 26. And so I'll go through that. But so it's a big shout out to Brother Victor and Sister Mary V in the comment section to kind of help me put this video together. So sort of like there's a bit of a triple connection here. So here is the word Natsal again, which means deliverance. So Nun, Tzidi, and Lamed. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the codes in the Bible with my Hebrew Bible first, and then I'll read just it in plain text with my other Bible. So we're looking for a Nun, Tzidi, and a Lamed. And so in the Hebrew Bible, you'll see this is Psalm 91, and I'll make it a little bigger. I'm also going to put a screenshot here of the Blue Letter Bible because the Blue Letter Bible for Natsal, there is two options. And so the screenshot will be inserted in this video. But if you zoom in, that's when it's talking about delivering you. So again, I'm going to read the English later, but so make a note. Psalm 91 verse 3 has the word Natsal in it. And it's talking about escaping from the fowler. So the next area to look at is what we talked about before in the video from last week, how Natsal is, there's the equal spacing between these. So we have, there's your Nun, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're 6 Hebrew letters apart. But this is also talking about the same theme. It's about birds flying. Again, so I'll read you the English later, but so what we just read is, in here, Natsal is coded by equal letter distancing in Psalm 124. And again, I talked about Psalm 124 relating to the year 2024 in my last video, so go check that out if you'd like. But many believe that the Psalms can be correlated to the year. So Psalm 124 verse 7 has a very strong rapture verse in it. Not only is the English words sound like a rapture with birds flying, but Natsal, which means deliverance, is secretly coded with the Hebrew letters. So that's really awesome, spaced by 6. And so here's the triple axle, if you will, in figure skating. So this is Isaiah 26 verse 18, and this is shown to me by Brother Victor, like I said. On his channel, his YouTube channel, it's simply called Brother Victor. But there's your Nun, there's your final Tzidi. When I mean final, if it's at the end of the word, it's bigger than what you would normally see it. So the final one looks like that. And then there's your Lamed. In fact, before I go on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's Tzidi, and here's your final one. It looks a bit longer. So that's what I mean by final one. There's a couple of them, like there's a Nun. And if it's at the end of a word, the final Nun looks a little bit longer. So it's in Isaiah 26, verse 18, when it's talking about, being pregnant, and I'll read that in a second. But there's your equal spacing again. There's 6 steps apart there. And then in verse 21, There's your final noon, your final tzidi, and your final amed, which also gives you Natsal. And this is 7 spaces apart. So again, we've got Natsal coded in Isaiah 26, verse, is it 20 or is it 21 here? Let me see. Sometimes the numbers are hard to see in this Hebrew Bible. I believe it's 21, yeah. So Isaiah 26, verse 21 is coded there. And then there you go. It's spaced 7 times. Isaiah 26, verse 18, it's in the code. Isaiah 124, verse 7, it's in the code. And Psalm 91, verse 3, it's not a code, it's literally there. But I like I said, I shared earlier, there's going to be a screenshot for that showing you the exact same pattern. Okay, so now let's just read the context of these chapters with my other Bible. So this is the New King James Version. We'll start with Psalm 91, and we'll work our way towards the other way. So Psalm 91, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I will trust. Well, here's the big one, verse 3. Surely he shall deliver you. So that's the word right there, deliver you, Natsal, from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. Psalm 91 is amazing, talking about, he shall cover you with his wings, and under his wings you shall take refuge. But a fowler is somebody who hunts birds, who wants to trap birds, but he's going to deliver you from the fowler. There's your Natsal word. Now, if you turn to Psalm 124, verse 7, which could be a strong verse for the rapture of this year. I don't know if it's happening, but what a great connection here. Our soul has escaped as what? As a bird from the snare of the fowlers. So what a wonderful connection here. And Natsal is coded in this verse. As I shared, it's got equal letter distancing. The snare is broken and we have escaped. So that's there. So not only is the English talking about being saved from the fowler, but the Hebrew is coded. So English 124 verse 7, check mark for escaping like a bird. English in Psalm 91 verse 3, escaping like a bird. Psalm 91 verse 3, it has literally the word Natsal. Psalm 124 verse 7 has Natsal encoded in there. And then finally Isaiah 26 verse 18. Well, I'll start from 17, but Natsal is quoted in this verse. So here's the English. As a woman with child is in pain and cries out in her pains when she draws near the time of her delivery, so have we been in your sight, O Lord. We have been with child and we have been in pain. We have, as it were, brought forth wind. We have not accomplished any deliverance in the earth, nor have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Well, like I showed before, it's quoted in there. And then if we skip down, it'll be in verse 21, but we're going to read this. Come, my people, enter your chambers and shut your door behind you. Hide yourself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation is past. For behold, the Lord comes out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth will disclose her blood and will no more cover her slain. So Natsal is, it might even be then hide yourself, as it were, for a little moment. It might be quoted in verse 22. So I'm going to have to triple check this. Let me just pause the video and triple check what I'm just doing here. Yeah, I just went back to Brother Victor's channel. I'll try and share a screenshot here as well. Yes, it's also in verse 21. And so confirmed. Okay. So in a nutshell, what we've got here is, once again, we've got a triple connection here of Psalm 124 verse 7 being a rapture verse, talking about an escape, or where the birds, fly away, and Natsal is encoded in there. Our soul has escaped as a bird from the snare of the fowlers. It sounds exactly like Psalm 91 verse 3, which is talking about, surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler. But that word deliver is Natsal. There's no code. There's no secret thing going on. It just literally says Natsal. And then, of course, it connects with Isaiah 26, verse 18, and Isaiah 26, verse 21, where the Natsal is in there. Hide yourself for a little while into your chambers. So this is a perfect, awesome, triple axle, if you will, triple connection. Will we escape the snare of the fowler in 2024? Well, I think this is a really cool connection. I'll have to bring this up again. But this is enough for me to say it's possible. It is possible. So stand in the land of possibility. I do not know if this is the year or the month or the day or whatever. Nobody knows. But what an interesting connection. And certainly this world's getting nuts. So, and you know what? At the end of the day, nobody is promised tomorrow. Nobody knows when their time is up. You don't know if you're going to walk outside today and your heart stops or whatever, and you don't know if you've got 100 years more to go. Nobody knows. So best to figure out this Jesus relationship, figure out what this life is all about. And it's all about Christ. It's all about knowing who Christ is and accepting that free gift of salvation on the cross. So please enter into a relationship with Jesus Christ as soon as possible, and reach out to him, ask him, talk to him, and he'll answer you. And with that, I hope to see you in the clouds very soon. Go, Jesus, go, one day closer. Adios, muchachos.
Hallelujah, I'll see you in the rapture.